Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Basics. Trying to do something, take baby matter, then it's back and notice it is. Real man wrestler, fake man wrestler, real wrestler, figure wrestler, practical preacher. Welcome to the Back in Basics podcast, Back in the Basic. And today we're going to talk about unsung previous episode. In previous episode, we're going to talk about this. It's going to be a dedication to this man named Eddie Kendricks. Eddie Kendricks from the legendary group Temptation. Let's talk about this brother and what he laid a great legacy in the music that he do a great, wonderful music that he left behind us. May he rest in peace. Eddie Ward James Kendrick, born December 17, 1939. That's where he born. October the 5th, 1992. Better known by the stage name Eddie Kendricks. Yeah, that's when he died, like October the 5th, 1992. Was a American singer and songwriter, noted for his denominable falsetto singing style. The baby bitchin' baby singing voice that he does. Loving ballad, a lovable lovely ballad voice. You know, nobody couldn't sound like Eddie Kendrick. No wonder why Kendrick Lamar got his name after this guy. Kendrick co-founding the Motown singing group, the Temptation, and one of their. Hold on, I'll be back, folks. Easy. I'll be back. Where we at left at? It was one of their lead singers lead singer from 1960 until 1971. He was the best lead voice. He was the best lead voice on much famous songs as The Way You Do the Things That You Do. The Way You Do the Things You Do. That's a great song. My mother grew up with Temptation, and my father does too. And she loved Eddie Kendricks. Get ready, and just my imagination run away from me. As a solo artist, Kendrick recorded several hits of his own during the 1970s, including the number one single, Keep On Truckin'. Keep on truckin', baby. Keep on truckin'. So he was born Union Springs, Alabama. But originally he was born at Undersley, Alabama, but he died at Birmingham, Alabama. He was 52 years old when he passed away. Okay, life and the career. Early career 1970. Early career of 1939 to 1960. Kendrick was born to Johnny and Lee Bell Kendrick in Union Springs, Alabama on December 17, 1939. He has one sister, Panera, and three brothers, Charlie, Robert, and Clarence. His family moved to the residence of neighborhood. I'll be back, folks. I'll be back. Go when your family call you. All right, where we at? His family moved to the residence neighborhood of Birmingham. When he meet and began to sing with his best friend Paul Williams in their church choir in the late 1940s. Him and Paul grew up together in the same state. In 1955, Kendrick and Williams and friends Kelly Osmond and and Jerome Adderley formed a doo-wop group called the Cavaliers and begins perform around Alabama, Birmingham. The group decided to move for the better opportunities in their musical careers, and in 1957, the group moved to Cleveland, Ohio, on E 123 and Kingsman in Cleveland, Ohio. They met their manager, Middleton Jenkins, and soon moved with Jenkins to Detroit, Michigan, where the Cavaliers renamed themselves the Prime Times. I mean the Primes. I mean the Primes under under Jenkins' management. The Prime Times, the Primes. I mean the Primes are successful in Detroit area. Evenly created a female spin-off group called the Primeness. Later, the Supreme. In 1961, Osmond moved to California, and the Prime disbanded. Kendrick and Paul Williams joined forces with the members in Albert and Al Kobe, Otis William, and Otis Blue Frank of Otis Williams and the Distance after the two members quit and become the Allegheny who on the same day changed their names to Temptation and signed to Motown. And that's the Music Man, and that's that's history right there. History made right there. That's when they started, when Motown was trying to get out there. Temptation was on when Motown was trying to get on. But really, they were the beginning of it. Where before, after that, you know what I mean. The Temptation in 1960 and 1971. The Temptation began to sing in backgrounds for Mary Wells after a invited dry period. The Temptation quickly became the most successful male vocals groups of 1960, and all through technically, Kendrick was the first in intensity in the group harmony. He offers sing in the falsetto. I mean, a falsetto registered along the Temptation songs. Kendrick's lead sing on are Dreams Come True in 1962. The group first charted single The Way You Do the Things That You Do in 1964. The group first U.S. top 20 hit I'll Be in Trouble in 1964. The Girl's Alright With Me, 1964. A popular B-side that Kendrick co-wrote, Girl, Why You Want to Make Me Blue, 1964. Get Ready, 1966. Please Return Your Love to Me, 1968. Just My Imagination in 1971. He was also allowed to sing a few lead in his lower registered, much as May I Have This Dance, 1962. He shared his lead vocals duties on other records, including You My Everything, 1967, sharing with David Ruffin, and a long string of Nutted Whitefield produced psychoerotic soul records, where all five Temptations lead singers, much as the Grammy Award winner Cloud 9, 1968. Can I Get Next to you. I can't get next to you. I can't get next to you, baby. I can't get next to you. That's a good song. I can't get next to you. In 1969, The Ball of Confusion, 1970. He also lead on I'm Gonna Make You Love Me, 1968. A popular duet with Diana Ross and Supreme. And on the Temptation famous version of the Christmas classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, 1968. All right. We're going to read some of it, but not all of it. Some of it. Okay. Let's read some of his talk about his solo career. Solo career in later years, 1971 to 1992. Kendrick's solo career begins to slowly. He reduced during the 2 years of singles and that lead the top 40, while the Temptation continued with their singing of Noodleman Whitefield, helmet hits, one of which Superstar Remember How Who You Are was wrote as a jab towards Kendrick and Ruffin. I did not know that. You're a shining star, no matter who you are. What you see, you believe something like that. That was aiming at Eddie Kendrick and David Ruffin. I did not know that. Despite joining only a reduction of commercial single and radio airplay, Kendrick 1997 album People, Hold On, recorded with his tour group, the younger the younger Senator, and an uppose of Jimmy Duncan and Frank Hooker and Ellery Flanagan and Walsall Jones and David Alcraft and James the drummer Johnson. And Johnson Ingrain was a cornerstone of a DJ playlist in downtown New York and of disco scene. The explosive and 8 minutes take on Girl You Need a Change of Mind, which is people at the number 13 on the soul charts, was a particularly favorite of David Mendecasso Leaf. The single was later remaking by R&B singer D'Angelo for the singer D'Angelo for the Get on the Bus soundtrack. I did not know that You a Shining Star was aiming at them. That's crazy to me. In early 1985, they are part of in the Hall & Oates live album Live in Apollo, recording as a benefit at New York City Apollo Theater, and sung with the duo at Live Aid in Philadelphia and MTV Music Awards in New York City. Hall and Oates have cited Kendrick and Ruffin, especially in the Temptation in general, as a major influence. Ruffin starting tour with Kendrick, who dropped the S from his last name at this time as a duo act in 1985. That year, a longtime Temptation fans, Hall & Oates, teaming up with Ruffin and Kendrick to perform at the reopen of the Apollo Theater in New York City. Their performance was released as a successful live album, and the single, the live ballad of The Way You Do the Things That You Do, and My Girl was released as a single. reaching number 20 on the Billboard Hot 100, number 12 on the Adult Contemporary charts, and number 40 on the R&B charts. The single earned then a Grammy nomination. The fourth singer also sang a ballad of Temptation hits at Live Aid on July 13, 1985. Oh, yeah, that's great. In 1989, Kendrick and Ruffin and the Temptation bandmates are conducted into a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Three, Kendrick and Ruffin made plans with the fellow former Temptation, Dennis Edwards, to tour and record as Ruffin, Kendrick, and Edwards, a former lead of the Temptation. The Ruffin and Kendrick and Edwards project was cut short in 1991 when Kendrick was diagnosed with lung cancer. And David Ruffin died of a drug overdose. And all through, Kendrick and Edwards continued to tour for the remainder of the 1991. After having a surgery in late 1991, Kendrick resumed the tour through the summer of 1992. So that's the day before he's passed. Death. In the late 1991, Kendrick, by living in his native Birmingham, Alabama, undergoing surgery to have one of his lungs removed and hope of reversing the spread of the cancer. He believed that the disease was caused by his 30 years of smoking. He continued to tour through the summer of 1992. While he fell ill again and was hospitalized, Kendrick died of lung cancer at the Baptist Medical Center, Princeton, in Birmingham on October 5, 1992, at the age 52. He was survived by his three children, Paris and Kenna, and Paul Kendrick. So he named after his best friend Paul. That's nice. The funeral service during the four concert hold at the Stance in Los Angeles on October the 16th and October the 17th, 1982. Performance including Bobby Womack, Shaka Khan, Mary Wilson, and Vesely Williams, singing Temptation songs as well as some of their own. The legacy. Kendrick was nominated for 4 Grammy Awards, winning one for Cloud 9 with the Temptation in 1969. Temptation received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2013. In 1998, ABC aired Temptation, a 4-hour TV miniseries based on a biography book by Otis Williams. Kendrick was portrayed by actor President Booker. Temptation Booker on October 16, 1999. Eddie Kendrick Memorial Park, located on the corner of 18th Street and 4th Avenue North, was tribute to the Birmingham native Eddie Kendrick of the Temptation. The park was used the Kendrick's family name scenically in the S, which was added early in his career. The memorial featured a basilica of sculptures of Kendrick by the local artist Ryan Emily Downward, as well as sculptures of the other Temptations set into a gentle wall. In this describing of the Jerusalem are the names of the Temptation hit songs. Recording music can be here throughout the park. Featured songs by Kendrick and Temptation. The rapper Kendrick Lamar was named by his mother after Kendrick. In 2019, Kendrick was inducted as a solo artist into the Natural Rhythm and Blues Hall of Fame. Good luck to him, and maybe he rest in peace. And so is David Ruffin and Blue and all the rest of the Fall Temptation guys, and also Dennis Edwards. May he rest in peace too. Only thing that remains left is Otis Williams. All right, all the albums that he done and this and that, you can look into these, and I'm not gonna read all that. I'm kind of like gonna wrap this up to this, and look at his album singles and stuff like that. One thing I love about the Temptations is one of the most, the most present groups out there in the Temptation of music time in our music history. Eddie Kendrick, we love you, brother. Rest in peace. And all the other Temptation as well. And much love to Otis, and pray to him as well. And all the greats, and their music will live on for many generations to come. That's all I can say. It's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Basic. Chunking the Deuces out. Text, baby. Until next time. All right? All right. Peace. I'm out. All right. Peace.